Hello everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is January 24th. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're scrolling through the Facebook world and you see a red blinky button, I am live. You're catching me live. So stop by, say hi. We are getting a ton of snow outside, so this is a great time to stay indoors and be creative. Tomorrow I am going to post a share your craft post, so anything that you are creating over the weekend, feel free to post it in the comments below that tomorrow. So I hope you guys are getting a lot of creative time in. I know I am. I'm working on Easter. Even though we are showcasing Valentine's today, I am working on Easter products for next month. So before we get too far in this, I want to make sure that I am going live on the right page, in the right place. Yep, okay, perfect. So I am turning on live comments. So again, if you're popping by, make sure you say hi. Be part of the conversation. I hope you guys are having a fabulous weekend. I love staying at home. I am a homebody, so when it's weather like this and I know everybody's staying at home, I don't feel so guilty about it. All right, we're going to be making this adorable shaker card today. Hey Mom, how are you? Are you staying nice and warm and toasty? All right, so before we get into this, I knew I was going to have to make shaker cards for Valentine's because the bundle that's in the catalog has this beautiful loose Valentine's assortment pack. There's little envelopes with tiny, tiny red hearts on them. There are white hearts and pink hearts and strawberry slush hearts, I would say. There's some confetti in here. There's even some little bitty, let me see if I can pick one up. Nope, I can't. Real red lips, guys. Do you see the little lips? So a great assortment for Valentine's shaker cards. Shaker cards are so easy to make and they give a lot of bang for your buck. So again, I don't want to spend too much time going through some housekeeping stuff, but I do want to remind you, Stampin' Up! Does offer something for everyone. We've got 3 levels of creativity. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I talk about this every week. We have our step-by-step instructions, our kits, which are all inclusive. They come with the inks, your stamps, your card bases. So the brown ones can be found online at stampinup.com. These are constantly changing because we come out with at least 2 every month. And then these in the orange sorbet color are our paper pumpkin, which are our monthly subscription kits. So if you're ever curious about that, if you want to subscribe and become a member, just holler at me. Let me know. I can help you with that. Speaking of our paper pumpkin kits, you have to subscribe and become a member. And we get sneak peeks. We don't really ever get to see the whole kit that's coming to our door. Bear with me just a second. Oh, goodness. Okay. I was looking for a little Kleenex. Wouldn't you know, as soon as I start filming, it's like I have a runny nose. Okay. Good, Mom. I'm glad you're staying nice and warm. So this is the one that you can currently subscribe for. This is the Celebrate Spring. It is January 11th through February 10th. It does coordinate with our Joy Suite, or Easter Joy Suite, which is in the catalog. It's really cute. I'll show you sneak peeks at the end of today's video on that. And then the next one that's going to you're subscribed from February 11th through March 10th. It is Fluttering Garden. And it's a cute spring hummingbird. I'm not much of a bird person, but I do love the vibrant colors in this. So both of these will be coming to my house. When I get them, I will do, or try to do, an unboxing video to show you. They do have some add-on coordinating dies. So there's a little postage thing that came with the one that we just got for January. There's some flowers for February and the word beautiful for March. So that's item 168666. I want to say they're about $13. They're not too expensive. So if you want to keep the creative juices going and create more cards than just what's in those kits, those dies allow you to do that. So back to our 3 levels. Those were our step-by-step kits. There is a section in the catalog called Mix and Match, quick and easy options. It's a little section where the card bases, the envelopes, the die cuts, the stamp, they all kind of coordinate and play nicely together, and you can just mix and match them. So you still have a way to be creative by choosing different options and mixing it up. Or you can, there are some samples in the catalog and you can just make those as well. And then there's creativity your way, which is basically most of our catalog, anything goes. So if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate, if you're an advanced, again, something for everyone. There's not a whole lot going on except for the product of the month. Product of the month is where if you spend $75, you get to pick a certain item for $5. Each month they're going to come out with a different item. Last month it was a beautiful pack of paper, a blue floral paper, and then this month is a stamp set called Fabulous Sayings. I love this stamp set. I used it making some Valentines. I used the Sending Love. So product of the month, if you're going to spend $75, you might as well go ahead and pick up the item for $5 that you can. So if you have any questions on that, holler at me. We're also having bonus days going on through the month of January. So for every $50 you spend, you get a $5 coupon emailed to you that you can use in the month of February for your next purchase. So right now, we have our new mini spring catalog. This goes from January to April. This came out just a few weeks ago, January 6th. I'm loving the new products in here. The Easter suite that I was talking about is this right here. I've been playing and creating with this, and let me just tell you, it's adorable. So if you make Easter cards, that's a great kit or suite to get. We did come out with some new online exclusives. Trying to reconnect. Hope I didn't lose you guys. That's not a good sign. Okay, are you still there, Mom? Hope so. Okay, I'm going to go on because I think I'm still live. We'll see. So, new online exclusives that came out January. They have new products that come out every 2 months. So we have some new online exclusives that just came out for March, and we got, or that are coming out in March. We got to sneak peek those yesterday and order those. There's lots of cute stuff. There's a great barbecue grill set. If your husband likes to barbecue for Father's Day, makes great Father's Day cards. I think I'll be picking that up. There was a military themed stamp set, of course, that spoke to me. Of course, it'll be coming to my house. I was trying to think. Some beach stuff. Anyway, lots of cute stuff. There's a race car set. Anyway, we're also getting a new You Are Live, Never Disconnected. Perfect. Thank you, Mom. We are also getting a new stamp positioner. So I'll have that in my hands probably in the next week or two so that I can kind of show that off. This is our current annual catalog, of course, so you can order from this. You can order from the online exclusives. You can order from the annual catalog. And, of course, if you are going to StampinUp.com, which is the best place to shop. You will see our last chance products, which are our clearance products. You will see the kits. You will see the online exclusives, because that's the only place to see those. So really, online has the best shopping supplies, I guess is the best way to say that. I am going to go over card and scrapbooking classes real quick. We have one more week. I opened this up last weekend to sign up if you're here local for my online classes. So the scrapbooking class, let me grab my calendar. For the month of January, or month of February, let me get in the right month. The scrapbooking class is February 28th. It's from 1 to 5 or 1 to 6, depending how long you take. We do 3 2-page layouts. The cost is $45, and you can pay me $45 cash, or you can spend $45 online with me as your demonstrator and get product, and then basically get the class free. So if you're interested and you're local, let me know. The last day to sign up is January 31st, which is next Saturday. That is layout 1 that you just saw. Layout 2 is right here. It gives you a whole nother week to sign up, but there are lots of new product on this. There's the doilies, the embellishments, there's the Made with Love paper. So cute, cute, cute. There's some Cricut cuts. These are pages that I've designed. You cannot get a kit or anything through Stampin' Up. This is just me being creative, and then I buy the materials. I cut everything out for you, put it in a kit. Everything's pre-measured. All you have to do is bring your adhesive and put the kits down, and then it's ready for your pictures whenever you take your pictures. So that is the scrapbooking kit. And then the card class, I'm trying to find my calendar again, I've already lost it, is February 21st from 1 to 3. The cost for this class is $15, and it is Easter themed. So let me grab that out of the way. I don't need that anymore. Here's one of the cards. It's a gatefold card. Here's a sneak peek at some of that Easter Joy Suite collection. This is a interlocking gatefold, so this just slides off like this, and then your card opens up. This basket die is so cute because you can weave in and out these little strips of paper. The second card that we're going to be making for class is a little slider card. Happy Easter again. Oh man, it sounds like we're having internet problems. And then the third card is a little pinwheel card. So it will display like this when you sit it up, but it has, again, there's that wonderful basket. However, I did not weave in and out the different colors. I actually used the Woven Textures Designer Series paper for this basket. It's on the clearance rack, so you can pick that paper up really cheap if you want it. But just some cute, cute Easter cards. So if you're interested in coming to my class, again, $15 on February 21st from 1 to 3. Again, if you want to hand me $15, I will give you the kit. You can make the cards with us, and you can walk out the door. If you don't, if you want to put in an order, you can buy at least $15 worth of products with me as your demonstrator, and then you get the card class for free. So today is January 24th. I need to know by next Saturday, January 31st, if you're interested. That gives me enough time to put in an order the 1st of February, get all of the supplies, cut all the kits, have everything ready for you guys. If you're interested, I always go to a church crop. It's at Crossings Community Church each month. It's Saturday, February 7th for the month of February, and it's from 8 to 4. It's a come as you go, bring whatever snacks you want, bring your own craft. There's no classes, no instruction being given. There's no selling of product. It's just a place to come meet creative women and build relationships and have fun. So if that's something you interest you, again, holler at me, let me know. I think that is it for housekeeping. Tried to go through that really fast. Let's get to creating. I think we're at that point. Yes. Okay. So let me grab my chair and sit down and get all where I need to be. Okay. Take a little drink. All right. So we're going to use some different products. Let me grab out my little tray of goodies. So we're going to be using the stylish shape dies for the sentiment, the Happy Valentine's Day. We're going to be using the Made with Love dies. These are in the catalog. We're going to use the big die, this right here, to cut out our heart for our shaker card, the big heart. Great group of dies. And then we're going to be using the Valentine Kisses. This was an online exclusive. We're going to use this little bear right here and the die to cut it out for our little Cupid bear. So I've got everything ready to go, I believe. Let me slide off my little pieces of paper over here. Okay, first of all, I'm going to be using a 8.5 by 11 piece of Poppy Parade. We are going to cut this in half on the 8.5 portrait side. So we're going to cut this down to 4 1/4. So you can always get usually 2 cards out of an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to score this in half. So it's on the landscape side now, the 11-inch side. So we're going to score this at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to put my trimmer and cutter away because I have everything else pre-cut, I believe. We're going to simply fold this over, burnish our score line down with our bone folder so that we can get a nice crisp fold. And then again, we're going to be using the Made with Love Designer Series paper. I've shown this paper off a couple of different times. This is item 167054. I have almost used all of this paper up. I've got a couple of bigger sheets left and then a lot of little itty bitty pieces. So I've made a ton of cards. One of the pieces in here is this little, so there's different ones. There's a big ombre heart, and then there's a medium-sized heart, which is this one, and then there's a little bitty heart print. So this is the middle-sized one. On the back, it's got Poppy Parade and Strawberry Slush little dots and slashes. This piece measures 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and put that down on our cardstock. Grab whatever adhesive floats your boat. I'm just going to grab my ATG gun here. And going to center this to where I've got an equal size border all the way around. We're going to put that to our side, or to the side, because that's our layer. We're going to focus on the top part of the card, our shaker part. So another piece of paper in there is this little Cupid bow and arrow with little hearts, little flowers. The back of it in this piece is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then I'm going to layer this on a piece of Flirty Flamingo that is 3 3/4 by 5. So let's go ahead, again, put some adhesive all the way around. Actually, on this piece, you're going to want to put a couple of strips of adhesive through the middle because you don't want it to be floppy when we cut out this big heart. So again, we're just going to line this up, center it in the middle, get an equal size border all the way around as best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, it is handmade. We're going to take our big heart from the Love Dies, I think is the name of it. Let me grab. Where is it at? Trying to find my holiday mini catalog, my spring mini. So, Endless Love. So I don't have this stamp set, but I do have these dies. And I went over that in a video maybe last week, why I got the dies and not the stamp. But Endless Love dies 167061. And here's also that fabulous pack of paper, those wonderful embellishments that I showed off. This embossing folder is wonderful. You guys are probably going to be sick of Valentines by the time the month of January is over with, but hopefully it's giving you lots of ideas for Valentine's Day cards. Okay, I'm going to try not to, we'll see. Is my camera doing what it did last week? I'm using my phone this week, so hopefully it's better than last week. I used my husband's phone and the camera was kind of going in and out trying to focus every time I moved something. It did not like this big cut and emboss machine. Okay, so we're going to put our big die on here, and I'm going to, now you could put this the right side up, you know. I'm just going to angle my heart, but you guys do whatever floats your boat. And I'm going to kind of put it up towards the top. I'm going to leave, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch on each side so that we've got room to put our foam adhesive strips. I think we're good there. The reason why I'm putting it up towards the top is I want to put our Happy Valentine's Day sentiment down here and our little bear. So I want to make sure that there's enough room for that. I'm going to roll this through. And it is a little bit tighter. I'm going everywhere. Sorry. My paper's going to be all crazy. And I might actually run this through. Let me see if it cut. Because it's thick, I may have to run that through twice. Did it cut? It did. It cut all the way through. Okay. All except for this little bitty piece up at the top, and I can fix that. Let's move this out of the way. Oh, that machine is heavy, and now I'm all callywonkered. Let's see if I can make my piece of paper straight on my desk again. That's craziness. Pull it up just a little bit more. Okay. So what caught was this little bitty, this is again me being persnickety, but once you put your window sheet on there, you're going to see this. I've got a little bit of, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Save that for something else. Poke out all those little bitty holes, and that is a super, super cute heart. Okay, we're going to take, because I am not going to forget today, our little clear piece of window sheet. Oh, did you guys see me struggling with that in our little bitty Kisses treat box last week? Okay, this is how you properly put on a piece of window sheet. You turn this over. That window sheet measures 3.5 by 3.5. So We're going to put adhesive all the way around, and then we're going to put adhesive closer to the edge of the heart. And that's going to be so that we can lay this window sheet on the back of our heart. This is how you properly put on a window sheet. Ay, ay, ay. Hey, but we got it done last week, didn't we? And if you guys want to know, we do sell the window sheets. They're item 142314. We sell them in a pack. I believe there's 2 pieces that come in this. I need to order some more because I'm just down to some little bits and pieces. I have made several shaker cards over the last month. Okay, so we've got that there. Now we're going to take our foam adhesive strips, and this is item 141825. These make shaker cards really easy. So they come in these little strips. They're already pre-cut for you. I'm just going to pull one off here. And what you're going to do is you're going to lay this down, sticky side down, the curve of whatever you have. In this case, a heart. But, I mean, if you had a circle, you would follow the circle. If you've got, you know, a square, you'd follow the square. And I can show you a couple of the other shaker cards that I have done. I'm going to go ahead, make a cut here, just because it's a little hard to turn in that little small space. And then I'm just butting that up to where there's no gap. Basically what you're doing is you're building a wall around your die cut. Trying to move that a little bit closer, but it doesn't really matter. Let me grab just another little adhesive strip. I won't use this whole piece, but and again, we're just gonna take that and butt that up right there. And then with this extra piece, what you want to do is come back around kind of the edge of your card. And this is not, this right here is to keep the shaker bits in. This right here is so that you're getting that same dimension all the way up to the edges to the border. So again, I'm going to come down here. I'm sticking to everything. I'm going to put a strip there. I'm going to take and put a strip here. I'm going to cut off these border pieces. There is a border all the way around the edge of the paper. That's not trash. Use that. And maybe this one more little one right here. I do need one right there. So let's see. And again, this is just so that your card does not sink down around the edges. That you have a good, hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to stick this one. Oh, really? I kind of needed a long one. Okay, I'm going to stick this one up here and then come back in here and maybe just cut off a little piece of a strip. I was trying to use all my little pieces and not pull off another strip, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay, I made that too big. That there. And maybe, goodness gracious, put this one. Trying to think, I probably should put one up here on this side. Okay. I think that's good. I think that's going to be where we need to be. Does that all make sense, everybody? First of all, you're going to build a wall around your die cut so that you keep all your shaker bits in, and then you're going to put some of that same height strip around the edges so that your edges are the same height so that they don't sink down. Okay, now we're going to pull all of this off before we put in our shaker bits. That's easier because I guarantee you, if you put in your shaker bits first, you're going to pull off your tape and then your shaker bits are going to pop out at you, and you're just going to have to put them back in for a second time. And then more than likely, they'll be sticking to all your foam strips when they pop out because everything is sticky. Ask me, I know. I've done it a time or two. But these cards are very easy to make, and kids love them, but I love them too. Okay, so now you're going to take your shaker bits, and I'm going to say 2 pinches. I mean, you don't want it too full, but you want it full enough. And these are item number 167074. Yes, don't forget to put the shaker bits in. Thanks, Mom. I've done that a time or two, haven't I? Okay, so now what we're going to do, actually in this case, see, here I go. This case, it's going to be easier to put your shaker bits on your paper. So depending on what you're doing, sometimes it's easier one way, sometimes it's easier the other way. So I'm going to scoot all of these little shaker bits. Make sure I don't have any sticking on my foam strips. And the reason why I'm doing it this way instead is because this allows me, and then you kind of do want to make sure that these aren't like on top of each other, because then they're going to get caught. So make sure that everything's kind of flat on that paper, that they're not like double layer up. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. The reason why I'm doing it this way is because now I can make sure that when I flip this over, I'm putting it on straight, whereas before I couldn't see it. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to try to get an equal size border all the way around. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to lay that flat. There we go. We got a couple of pieces that went rogue, that had fallen when I tipped it over. Those aren't coming out of the shaker. Those were just kind of static on the window, and then when I flipped it over, they fell. So you just want to make sure that you get them, like here's a little envelope that is up sideways. Rogue. Okay. You just have to play with it a little bit. That little envelope will eventually fall down flat once it's shaken up well enough. I don't want to sit here and make you guys dizzy. So anyway, you could, if you wanted to, you could take a little pokey tool and go underneath there. I'm not going to though. Like I said, that'll eventually, if you just sit here and See, there it went. It's gone now, so. There's a couple of them that don't behave at first, but they will over time. So, all right. Then what we need to do is work on our little bear part. So let's put this off to the side. And we're going to bring in our early espresso ink. We're going to take the bear from the Valentine Kisses, and I already have it on the block. I'm going to ink him up. I cleaned my blocks, and now they're not dirty enough to hold that down. Okay, that's okay. He's still staying there. So let me just, I'm going to stamp off to the side real quick so that he'll stay on that block. He's still not staying. Good grief. Okay, hold on just a second. Dirty blocks are good blocks. There we go. Now I got early espresso ink all over my thumb. That's how you know a crafter has been crafty all weekend. But get inky. Lost you for a minute. Oh no, Mom. I told you it's going in and out. I don't know if it's something to do with the weather or what. So we're going to stamp our bear. And then we're going to take the die, cut him out. I'm going to grab my die out of my little magnetic bowl that I have here so that I don't lose any of my dies. Grab my little my big machine again. It ain't little, it's big. The big Mamba Jamba. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna lay him in here. I want him. Don't breathe. Lay our plate down without moving him. I think we're good. It looks good. Oh, now he moved. Okay, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring in my magnetic platform. This does not come with a Stampin' Up! Emboss machine, but when I am using magnetic dies, I just find it easier to use my magnetic little platform. Just easier. Okay, I think I'm good. Oh, dadgummit. Okay, I'm gonna move that. That's just driving me crazy because it's not sticking down. And then let's try this again. I may be off camera, hopefully not. Usually this is not so much of a struggle, but today it's gonna be apparently. I could have pre-cut him out already, but I just thought it would be nice for you guys to see me stamp and die cut all at the same time. There we go. There's our little bear. And then while we have this, let's go ahead. I'm reaching for my little wings die cut. I'm going to slide this over to the side real quick. And I'm going to stamp on a little piece of scratch vellum. This vellum is just see-through paper. And so I'm going to take my black Memento ink. And we're using this little stamp right here. Just the little wings of the Cupid bear. Well, to make the bear a Cupid, I should say. I'm going to go tap, tap, tap. That is on vellum, so it may take a second for it to dry before we put that in our die cut machine. It looks a little wet right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little white, what are these called? Colored pencil. And I'm going to color in the inside of his ear and around the nose, just to give the bear a little something something. You don't have to. You could color it darker if you wanted to. So there's our bear. Let's see if we can put this in and not smear our ink. I think we'll be okay. Trying to see over the camera and not get my head in it. I'm gonna put that down and not move it. And it moved. Did it smear? Yes, it did. Is it salvageable? Okay, you guys, sorry. We'll do it this way. We'll do it the hard way today. We're gonna restamp this. We're gonna take our heat tool. Which is what I should have done to begin with. Let me try stamp one more time. I'm going to take my little heat tool real quick. It's going to get loud for a second. I'm just drying it. Sorry, I don't know if I was on camera or not, but I've dried it a little bit, so now we can try to die cut this. It is worth it, I promise you. Okay, before I lose that, so we have our wings here. I'm just trying to get it off of this little mat. I'm going to put those over to the side. So we have our wings, our bear. Now let's go ahead and do our sentiment. And again, same Valentine kisses, happy Valentine's Day. I've already got it on a block. And I'm going to use the Poppy Parade ink. So let me grab my ink pad. Sorry, I'm stretching through the camera. We're going to go tap, tap, tap. It's not a bug. We don't have to squash it. Just tap, tap, tap. I'm going to put this on here. It doesn't really matter if we get it straight or not because we're going to put it through a die. Close up our ink pad so that I don't get Poppy Parade everywhere. Because it looks like today is going to be the day that I do that. If there were a day, today's the day. And I'm looking for, there are my dies again. I need my little tag die. I'm going to turn this around. See if I get a little bit of a flatter image there. I think we're good. Trying to not get my head in the camera. I think it's the weather. Lost broadcasting is what it said. It probably is, Mom. Last week it was the phone technology problems. This week it's going to be the weather. And I should have sent that through twice. It didn't cut all the way through. Which, okay, so now what we'll do is we'll change back to the actual, what comes with the Stamp Emboss machine, those cutting plates, because you get a little bit of a better impression. So I'm just lining this back up. That's what I'm doing off camera. You can fill the dots and line it back up. So once we have it in the dots, there we go. Did you hear it pop in place? Now it cut all the way through. Some plates are better than others for certain things. Okay, and actually while we have this out, we do need to die cut using that same banner die, a piece of Real Red. Or not Real Red, Poppy Parade. So let me stick that in there. Make sure I'm not hanging off the edge here. Okay. Ooh, now we can get done with that thing. I probably should pull in my little mini cut and emboss, but it's on the other side of the room. My plates up, which means throw it behind me. Can I pull back in my sheet real quick so that I don't know if I'm straight or not. I guess it doesn't really matter, but okay. So here's the card that we're working on. And we're going to take our little bear, our little wings, and our green capped Mono Tombow adhesive glue. I just have it in a different bottle. I'm going to take and put a little bit of this glue on the tip of those wings. And then I'm going to place it where I think. You have to hold it there for a second, let it dry. Put my little pin back in my glue so that it doesn't clog. Then we're going to take our our tape runner, whatever adhesive you want to use. Put some adhesive on him, on our little bear. And then we're going to kind of have it where he's a little, or she's a little tilted. So right about there looks good to me. And then we're going to come in here. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. What we're going to do is cut off the dots on the top and the bottom of this. We're going to make this Poppy Parade one a little bit smaller than our white tag. You don't have to do this if you don't want to do this. And actually, it might be even easier since we have the dots. Let me just grab my little snips. It'll make it probably a little bit easier to cut. Because it kind of keeps them straight. So instead of struggling with that trimmer and trying to get it on there straight, let's just... Okay, and then we're gonna cut this puppy in half, because what we want to do is make it come out on either side. So we're going to put some adhesive on our white banner piece, and then we're just gonna bring in our Poppy Parade and position it there in the middle with a little piece poking out of the back. We're going to take the same thing, put that adhesive back. We want about the same amount on either side poking out. That's pretty good, I would say. And then you're just going to take some more adhesive, run a little strip back there, and then you can lay this right down here at the bottom. Again, we want to get it straight. Make sure you like it, fiddle with it if you don't. Push it down. And then I'm going to take some more of those little embellishments, this little assortment pack, and my green capped glue. I'm going to put a little dot right here in her hands. And when I say little, I mean little. And then I'm going to put a little dot kind of over here on either side of this Poppy Parade banner. And then what we're going to do is just take a pick tool. This has a putty end on it. I'm going to take a couple of these pink ones, the light bubble bath, put those on either side of this banner. Make sure I've got them tilted as much as I want them to tilt. There we go. And then I'm going to take another little pink one and put up here in her hands. And we're done. Woo. Glad that lid was on. I'd have shaker bits everywhere. So that is today's cute little Happy Valentine's shaker card. And you can see I put more shaker bits in this than I did this. So just depending on how full you want it, you decide on how much you want to put in. Really, with all the hearts in the back, you don't have to put in a lot in this card. Let me grab my other 2 or 3 shaker cards that I've made, and you can see those real quick. Let me grab them. Okay, so here's one of them right here. And this was using the same Endless Love dies. I used this small heart right here and the arrows. And then there's this one right here. And I just made a simple little square frame And then there's this one right here, which has hearts overload. In fact, I didn't even use all of the shaker bits like the confetti or the lips. I just pulled out all the little hearts for that shaker card. So just some quick, easy, fun shaker cards, and I think the loose assortment pack makes perfect shaker bits. So hope you guys liked today's card. I will let you know we've got one more week. We're barely squeezing next Saturday in for a Valentine's Day card. I'm going to use the Love Notes paper pack. Trying to see where I'd put it. If it was here handy, but I don't see it right off the hand, right off that. Here it is, right here. I kind of showed off this paper pack last weekend. It's the one that has the little cut aparts. I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and easy card using this pack of paper. And then for next month, we're going to get on to Easter and spring cards. So we're going to be using the fabulous Easter Joy Suite. It's got this wonderful paper in it. You can tell I've been cutting into it already. And we're going to use the stamp and die set that's in that sweet Easter basket. And then we've also got Woolly Friends. This is a cute, cute, cute little lamb set you guys are going to love. Hold on just a second, I'll show you. Look, he's a little weeble wobble. You're welcome, Mom. And then we'll also be using the Sunshine and Tulips die and stamp set. I love the sayings that are in this stamp set. So if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Thinking of you, good days ahead, thanks for your thoughtfulness. And then really even sending flowers and sunshine your way. I mean, these really go kind of hand in hand. Sending a garden of love. So we'll be working on Easter and spring next month. Maybe that will bring us some Easter and spring weather. And we can get rid of this snow. I like snow, but I don't want to drive in it. So it's a good thing it's happening on the weekend. You guys have a fabulous weekend. I hope you stay warm and safe. If you guys need anything, holler at me. I'll be in my office working most of the weekend. So you guys take care, and we'll see you back next weekend. I'm not sure if it'll be Saturday or Sunday. So thanks, Mom. I'm glad you like them. Talk to you guys later. Bye.